Go ahead, sir.
Tombstone was my favorite movie of all time. I loved you in that movie.
Thank you.
And could you tell me what you did, or what you based your character of Doc Holliday on, as far as like the talking and the way he walked and things like that?
Well, the first thing I did was to call well, I think he's the best dialect coach in the world. He used to do lots and lots of theater, and now he does lots and lots of movies. I think he's done every Martin Scorsese picture since before Kundun. He's really a great guy named Tim Monick. I called him up, I said, I need a dialect of a Southern aristocrat that's, you know, is dead because they all died in the Civil War. He goes, I got it. I said, no, let me go on. He goes, no, I got it. And he sent me a tape. I'll try and do it without laughing. This is how this guy talked for real. Tim, it's wonderful that you've asked me to visit today. It was so slow that, first of all, just everything he said was hilarious. Just because when you talk that slower, everything's just funny. But he was a socialite and a big guy in the theater from Georgia. And that's where I just started just listening to this one tape all the time. I've got a lot of relatives from the South, and so I talked to other relatives still living about what things they remembered, and then I had a lot of horses at the time, and a really good horse trainer that was just oddly a historian about riding, because the military posture back then, there was a very specific way that they rode, which is really strange. They didn't move with the horse so much. So like on a jump, you see a lot of old paintings, and they look like it's a bad painting because they're so rigid, but it's actually how they were taught to ride. So little tiny things like that made him just always different than, you know, your average guy out west. And then a lot of things that usually with the role, especially when it's well written, it's sort of all in the writing. He was very funny and mean, and funny and mean. So.
Well, what was it like working with that cast? Because there was everything from people that were already big stars to people that were on their way up to becoming big stars.
Yeah, that was a testimony to the writer again, Kevin Jarre, because there were, I think, you know, 8 or 10 of the guys in it had already been leads in movies, you know, big movies. And it just because the Westerns are so rare, and which is odd because everybody always loves them, but then they just, Hollywood, unless they've just been a hit, then they just say, no one will go, and then another hit comes along and everybody goes. But it was a lot of fun, except pretty early on we had lots of drama because the director was the writer, and he was a brilliant writer, and then he had nothing left to direct with. He just didn't have a flair for that job. So everybody knew. I remember the first shot. I was on a horse with Kurt Russell. Wyatt Earp.
Name drop it.
Name drop it. Marlon Brando. He wasn't in that movie. But I personally watched him eat a turkey one night.
A whole turkey? Yeah.
I was smoking at the time when he was bitching at me eating, and I said, you just ate a whole turkey. He's sucking on the bones. But yeah, Kurt, after the first shot, he turned to me and goes, do you, like he was stuttering, and he was a very articulate guy, and I'm like, yeah, I think maybe we got a problem. The very first shot, the way he put the camera was just off. But it all worked out in the end. George Cosmatos, who had never done a picture with so much dialogue, he came in one weekend and took over, and it all turned out.
Why, Aunt Bailey, we cross? Them guns don't scare me. 'Cause without them guns, you ain't nothing but a skinny lunger.
Dad, what an ugly thing to say.
Now all we gotta do is keep our eyes on that brass ring, fellas.
You're the one, Wyatt.
Why, Johnny Tyler! You madcap!
Doc?
Where you going with that shotgun?
I didn't know you was back in town.
Well, well. How the hell are you?
Wyatt, I am rolling.
You must be Doc Holliday.
That's the rumor.
You retired too?
Not me. I'm in my prime.
Yeah, you look it.
Doc won't quit. He's been at it for 36 hours straight. Clanton and the McClary brothers came in an hour ago. I tried to get him to go to bed, but he won't let go.
I know. And nobody can make him.
Wyatt, just in time. Pull up a chair.
Doc, been hitting awful hard, haven't you?
Nonsense. I've not yet begun to defile myself.
I was wondering if maybe you wouldn't want to go on over to the Crystal
I will not be pawed at. Thank you very much.
That's right. Doc can go on day and night and then some.
Sister boy should have stuck around.
What do you want, Ringo?
I want your blood. And I want your souls. And I want them both right now.
I don't want any more trouble.
Well, you got trouble! And it starts with you.
I'm not gonna fight you, Ringo. There's no money in it. Sober up. Come on, boys.
Wretched slugs. Don't any of you have the guts to play for blood?
I'm your huckleberry. That's just my game.
All right, Lunger. You go to hell. I'll put you out of your misery.
Say wham!
Johnny, don't! No, Johnny, whoa, 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 whoa.